Rachel. I'm so glad you asked for the supervision because as soon as you came in today, I could tell something's up. So we're here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm really upset. I found out last night that the client that I've been working with, John, he committed suicide. We had just come up, we had seen each other for several sessions and things were going really well, and we had terminated. Everything I thought was going really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just heard through friends of his that it happened last night.
Okay. Wow.
I haven't slept all night. My heart's beating.
Oh.
This poor man. I feel for his family, and I don't know. I'm angry. I'm sad. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just really overwhelmed. And
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Not that he did that, but everything you're feeling.
yeah.
I'm so glad that you asked me first thing this morning to get together. So first of all, I just want to make sure that we can focus on this. So let me just ask you, do you have a lot of clients or anything today?
I do have a couple clients. Yeah, but it's not full. I do have some time.
Okay. And is there anything we can do to help? Meaning, briefly thinking about where those clients are at.
Yeah.
Would it be helpful if Jamie calls them and asks them to reschedule to Monday? Do you think that they are in that space, or how are you feeling? Because I just want to clear the way for you if we can.
If we could, if Jamie could reschedule, I think that would be better for me. I think the clients that I'm seeing today, there's no crisis situation, so I think it would be okay.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for letting me know right away because it sounds like you just found out last night, and I'm so sorry that this happened. So after we meet here, I will go talk to Jamie. So you don't worry about that. We'll just take it right off your plate, of course, and then feel free to check in with us. Sunday, let us know how you're feeling, and if for any reason we need to manage forward, we will. But okay. So it sounds like you had worked with the client for a little while.
Yeah.
And I know that we had also referred them to work with our med management partner that we have on site.
Yes.
And I think my understanding of the case is that was going well also.
Mm-hmm.
So they had met with them, and I think they actually were supposed to continue to meet with them as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was the plan.
And then when did you close the case together? And can you tell me just a little bit about that?
Sure. We had come up with all these goals for him. He was getting back to work. He was reuniting with his family. Things were going really well. We had, felt like he, wanted to continue with med management, but really didn't need the services right now. Was going to follow up if needed.
Right.
He just reached his goals. Things were going really well.
So it felt like a time of like you had helped him through so much transition, and it felt like a positive celebration.
Yes.
To move forward.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been sober for a year. This was a big celebration, and we just really thought things were going well.
Yeah. Okay. And so it makes a lot of sense to me that you'd be feeling angry, scared. I think you already know that makes sense, but I guess sometimes it's helpful to like validate and just say like, wow, because from what I know of what we've talked about with this case in prior supervisions and peer collaborations and team meetings, that I wouldn't have seen it coming either. And so is there anything that I can help you with? Like what might be helpful to you in this time?
I guess I have some questions. One of the questions is, my role there's going to be a memorial service. And one of the things that I was thinking of, as his former therapist, do I attend that? Do I not attend that? What's sort of the boundary with that?
Mm-hmm.
part of me thinks it's a great idea, and another part of me thinks that maybe as his, former therapist, that I shouldn't do that. I wanted to get some of your feedback about that.
Okay, so you're wondering about that. Anything else that you're wondering about? So I think from knowing you and your work that you do great work and you tend to be very thoughtful, very thorough about risk management and all of that. So I trust that you've done the right things, but I know it's natural in these moments to also question ourselves and to think about, what procedures did I follow? So is there anything about that you would like to share, just to process and think through? Because I want to make sure you're not carrying around in isolation any questions about what you had done. And we'll definitely also talk about the memorial service.
Okay, yeah. So our plan, really, our discharge plan, he was very well connected in AA meetings, going several times a week, would meet with had a sponsor that he would meet with regularly, had med management, was reconnecting, a lot of structure with there was a new job in this a part-time job. So, really well connected.
Okay.
I did speak with with the nurse practitioner. We had communicated. I spoke with his PCP a few weeks prior, and things, seem to be going really well.
Okay. So I think as usual, it sounds like you were very thorough. You were part of his team. You knew that this is a client with a complex history who had stepped down from inpatient IOP to your outpatient services.
Yeah.
This wasn't someone who came in high risk and you saw for a month and then said, your life is fixed. Like, that's not what you do.
Right.
And I just also wanted to make sure today that we review that for you so that we can document in our supervision notes that we did do that, and based on anything I've accessed before, I think that it sounds like you've done all the right things.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's nothing. Sometimes honestly, there's nothing we can do beyond all the great things that you've done. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone's life is so much their own personal choice and decision. I don't think there's anything else in this world that is more in our own hands, right? And I think you've done a great job becoming part of that person's team and supporting them, listening to them, validating them, trusting them, and using all the skills you have. So it also makes sense that you would feel connected to this client, that you would feel the loss and be thinking about the memorial service. So I think that's such a great question, because honestly, I think sometimes there are situations where it is best practice to go, and sometimes there are situations where it may not be. So what do you know about the memorial service, and how did you find out about it, and has anyone in his family been in touch with you about it?
I haven't been in touch with any of his family. I just found out last night. So I think it'd be in my best interest to gather more information before I make that decision, find out what exactly, they're planning, if it's just for family only, kind of get an idea of what's going on, but gather more information before I decide if it's right for me to go or not.
I would agree. I think that's a great idea. And I think that if I'm remembering correctly, there is a release for his partner, and the partner had been sometimes involved in treatment.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm also wondering, it sounds like you haven't been in touch with them yet.
Right.
So one thing that I would definitely recommend, that I imagine you're already thinking of doing, since there's a release on file and since that person was actively a part of supporting the treatment, is to, oh, sorry. Come here, baby. Come here. Is to, okay, sit, please. Thank you. Is to reach out to that partner and let them know that you have heard about what happened, and if you feel comfortable doing so, just offer to speak with them for a few minutes because they may have some basic questions. And I think that probably they would appreciate just the kind of the full circle closure at least.
Yeah.
And that also gives you the opportunity not to necessarily ask them if you can come to the service, but if they feel like they would want you there, if the family wants to request that you come,
Right.
then that's an opportunity where they would be able to voice that.
Yeah.
Come here, baby. I
Makes
know.
sense.
So, because I really think your idea is a great one about getting more information. I think that sometimes if a person or a client's culture is a little more closed and intimate, and like you were saying, can be a family only type of event, then it probably stands out more if we attend, if we haven't been asked by the family to go. And if you're feeling this as a significant loss and you do not go to that event, we can find a way to process the grief and the loss together and support you.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
And I think reaching out to our psychiatric nurse practitioner on our team and maybe bringing just our team together to talk about the loss to the group of this person, and to just give a chance to bring support around you and to move through this can sometimes be helpful. Would you like that?
Yes, definitely. I think that would be really helpful.
So we'll make sure that we here honor your process and the loss and help you through it. And I think if you find out that the family would like you to go to the event, that then if you want to talk to me about it again, I can help you process if it still feels right.
Yeah.
And if you find out that the memorial event is like a large event and it's very public, and if you hear that other like providers and things are going, like if the PCP that you've been in touch with reaches out, that may also be appropriate for you to kind of respectfully come sit in the back, maybe with the primary care provider, and just kind of pay your respects, and then maybe transition out.
Yeah.
So I think that there are some possible different answers, and I think once you get more information, we can move forward with that a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Has this been really hard? Yeah. You can tell that Rachel's a little stressed.
Yeah.
It's like anybody would be. Yeah. Is there anything else that I can do for you right now that would be helpful to you?
I think, just having some time, thank you for having Jamie reschedule those clients so I can gather information, and that would be the most helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, so take it a day. We have our resiliency room. If you need to go home, go home.
Okay.
If you need to go down and meditate, go down and meditate. And just let us know what else you need. But I will put together next week that kind of team meeting, and I'll have, when we leave now, I'll have Jamie call your clients and reschedule them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay.